Hello, this is Geummun. Following the stories and life of Master Jagang Lee Seok-Young from the last session, today we will begin reading Volume 1 of Saju Kyung by Jagang Lee Seok-Young together. When studying Saju, the first thing we encounter is the 60 Gapya, and among them, we will focus on the Chungan and gently unpack the properties and imagery contained within. Basics of the 60 Gapya. In the structure of the book, Lesson 1 briefly mentions only the names of the Chungan and Jizi, then moves straight to Lesson 2. However, we would like to explore these foundational concepts in more detail. Above all, since perpetual calendar apps are now well developed, we believe that understanding the nature and symbolism of the Chungan and Jizi is much more important than learning how to calculate the Saju manually. In particular, today we will cover the fundamental nature of Chungan as treated in the Gapmok school and focus on the characteristics of three of the Chungan: Gapmok, Eulmok, and Bjangwa. The Chungan refers to the energy of the sky, closer to essence or spirit rather than form. Therefore, to understand the Chungan is ultimately to understand one's temperament. And each Chungan contains its own unique quality of energy. From Gapmok, tall and upright like a towering tree, to Bjangwa, as warm as sunlight, and Kesu, resembling the quiet dew of dawn. Each is different in form, but all are filled with their own beautiful lights. Now, try recalling your own ILJU, or that of someone close to you. You may find new understanding in the tendencies of those around you, or perhaps discover a hidden part of your own inner self. As you read the imagery of the Chungan below, you might ask yourself, how much do I resemble these traits? Could this aspect have been hidden within me all along? We recommend taking some quiet time to reflect inwardly. The Chungan are made up of 10 characters. They're easy to memorize: Gap, Oil, Byung, Jong, Mu, Ki, Kyung, Shin, Im, K. These 10 are classified under the 5 elements: Mok, Ha, To, Keum, So, and also have yin and yang attributes. In general, the Chungan are a collective of yang, while the Jizi are The elemental classification of the Chungan is as follows: Mok, Gapmok, large tree, Yangmok, Eulmok, grass, Mok, Ha, Byung Ha, light, Yang Ha, Zeong Ha, heat, Ha, To, Mu To, mountain, Yang To, Kito, field, To, Keum, Kyung Keum, raw ore, Yang Keum, Shin Keum, refined metal, Keum, So, Im Su, great water, Yang Su, K, Su, clear water, Su. The Chungan is an important position where the Ilgan, the subject of the Saju, is placed, and it greatly affects the mental aspect of a person. Chungan, Yang, thought, introversion, nature, value, soul, intangible, energy. Jizi, environment, situation, appearance, form, behavior, tangible, substance. Now, let's go over each Chungan's traits one by one. Today, we'll look at Gapmok, Eulmok, and Bjangwa. If your Saju contains 3 or more of these Chungan, These characteristics may be more pronounced. First, Gapmok. Gapmok symbolizes the very first sprout that breaks through the earth, the beginning of life. Like a tall and upright tree, it represents a character that is honest and dignified. People with this energy tend to pursue excellence, are future-oriented, and often have a positive and pure-hearted nature. They are strong pioneers with a deep sense of independence and often take the lead, showing leadership and uplifting the atmosphere around them. However, when this trait is excessive, it can come across as arrogant or overly stubborn. There may be tendencies toward jealousy or impatience, and although the motivation is strong, a lack of execution can lead to discouragement. Physically, they may be vulnerable to issues related to the nervous system, liver, eyes, or muscle. When the chart has an excess of water, joint-related problems can also arise. Gapmok blends well with other yang stems like Bjangwa, Mu, To, Kyung, Keum, and Im Su, and tends to find meaning in guiding or influencing others. Next, Eulmok. Eulmok resembles wild grass, vines, or weeds quietly but persistently growing life. Not very visible on the surface, but it carries strong vitality and a keen sense of reality within. They are pragmatic, with an excellent ability to see the essence beyond appearances. They are flexible thinkers who adapt well to change and can endure hardships with quiet strength. However, depending on the situation, they might behave in a self-centered or submissive manner. They are emotionally sensitive and prone to mood swings, making them more vulnerable to depression. They often dwell on past emotions and may harbor resentment or be prone to criticism. They prefer solitude, seek an independent life, and find comfort in mountains and quiet nature. Eulmok needs the support of fire, especially Bjangwa, Zyongha, or seasonal fire energy due to its moist and shadowy wood nature. Shin Keum may feel too sharp and burdensome, unless balanced by Jizi containing Mo Mok. When placed next to Gapmok, it forms a combination known as Dayong Ra Ke Gap, meaning a vine growing by, climbing a tall tree, a highly beneficial arrangement. Eulmok often excels in finance or real estate management, thanks to its realism and calculation ability. Lastly, Bjangwa. Bjangwa is like the sun, the source of light and warmth that embraces the world. It is strong, pure yang fire energy, the origin of life force. It acts without hesitation, direct and immediate, and brightens its surroundings with warmth. These individuals are lively, energetic, and quick to act without hesitation. They are great at lifting the mood and naturally become the center of attention wherever they go. They have a strong sense of fairness, are generous and honest, and tend to forgive and forget easily. However, they may speak too directly or strongly, causing friction. Despite their bright exterior, they often carry deep loneliness or sadness within. Excess energy may lead to impulsiveness or even aggression. They can show tendencies of arrogance, inferiority complex, or egotism. Like red that fades the fastest, their emotions can change quickly. Psychologically, they may seem childlike, eccentric, and expressive, with a strong need to stand out. They often work in speech-driven professions such as teaching, counseling, media, or entertainment. For women, Bjangwa often represents a type that continues to work even after marriage, and they tend to prefer bold and glamorous partners, while quiet, scholarly types may be less appealing. In terms of health, They should watch out for the heart, small intestine, shoulder pain, and are more prone to heat-related or circulatory issues. Today, we slowly explored the images and tendencies of the first three Chungan, Gapmok, Eulmok, and Bjangwa. Each Chungan holds its own unique color and energy. The three we talked about today, Gapmok, Eulmok, and Bjangwa, are all different in their own way. But each is surely connected to a part of our personality. What kind of Chungan am I? How much does my personality resemble one of these? I hope this was a quiet moment for you to reflect inwardly. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. In the next session, we'll talk about the energies of Ziyangha, Muto, and Kito. Your support through likes and subscriptions is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. If you're interested in a talisman infused with a monk's 100-day prayer and an in-depth 4 Pillars of Destiny reading prepared by Geummunsa, check the description below.